Greetings and salutations, Earthlings. This is a new moon in Taurus report. Hopefully you can hear me a little better now. The new moon in Taurus today is at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. So it'll be 3 p.m. Eastern Time, noon Pacific. And then you're going to have to look at like a universal clock or whatever to figure out wherever else. So I've been like looking at this report and trying to figure out how to convey how it feels, right? So I got one of the images that I got when I looked at it. First, let me explain. New moons are starting points, right? It's kind of a clean slate, new beginning, restart. I like to take advantage of these because I'm in general a really disorganized person. And when you cycle through the new moon and the full moon process, it for me, it's kind of like a timeline of going through different areas of my life. Okay. So we had the new moon in Aries a month ago. And Aries is the beginning of the zodiac, the astrological start of the zodiacal year, okay? And that new moon in Aries is about who am I, like in comparison to other people, who has control of me, who doesn't have control of me, who am I trying to control? And then 2 weeks later, we have the full moon. And the full moon is, whereas we start things on the new moon, the full moon is when we let go and release things, what's not working. What did I begin that I'm running up against obstacles for? What ones do I want to push through? What ones do I just want to let go? So 2 weeks ago, the full moon in Scorpio, which was kind of a rough one, was highlighting what's in my emotional closet, right? What emotional skeletons do I have hiding in there, of what am I hiding that I really want and need, or anything like that. So we had new moon in Aries. Who am I in relation to the people that are around me? The full moon in Scorpio, what feelings am I hiding? What am I afraid to show? What are my fears with regard to who I am? And then now we have this new moon in Taurus. And in some ways it feels really good. One of the words that came in for this new moon was like vacuous, okay? And the reason that came into me is because there are some really cool alignments that are coming up here in the next week. Jupiter moving into Pisces, which is his home sign. Just there's some good stuff coming up where beneficial things may happen. Okay. But if we don't have an open space, for it to move in, it could just be like pushed out, So if we're vacuous, if we have room for new things to come in, then this new moon could feel really good. But if we're still clinging to things, it can feel kind of like we're missing out, if that makes sense. But being vacuous can be scary because it's like, well, what's coming in? So there's that element of it, and then another thing that kind of came to me was walking into a house, right? That you might buy or be interested in or something like that. And the house is it's a shithole. So it's kind of a shithole. And the ways that can play out are putting, like I just got a vision of like throwing some doilies here, and wiping down the cobwebs and just trying to make it good enough. When I've done housekeeping before, and there were some places that I just hated to housekeep because I called it polishing a turd. And they were the places that people, no matter how much I cleaned it, people would complain about the cleaning because it was really just a disaster of a place. They just needed to be gutted. And so I hated polishing turds. And so it's like with this new moon, are you be wary, okay, of polishing a turd. Because the other way that I got with going into this place that's a shithole is going in and sort of tearing down and rebuilding what's not okay. Okay. And that requires some bravery. But the moon and the sun are in Taurus, and that is about building, right? And it might be kind of a slow process. We're also looking at at our values and the things that we have around us. Like the new moon in Aries was, who am I? And this new moon in Taurus is kind of like, what do I have? What am I surrounded by? Is it turds that I'm just gonna try to polish because I'm ashamed of the fact that I'm surrounded by turds? Or am I just gonna get rid of the turds and fill it in with a new beginning? And this new moon can be as difficult or as easy depending upon your preparedness to deal with that. Okay. So that's really what I got from this. This new moon is ruled by Venus because it is in Taurus, and Venus rules Taurus. And Venus at the moment is in Gemini with Mercury and the North Node. So in short, we're communicating with people. Are we learning from them? Are we expressing ourselves? Are we leaning too heavily one way or another? Are we relying too much on other people's input? Or are we just seeking information, sharing information? Is there a balance in the communicative area of our life and who we're communicating with? So I wanted to try something a little bit new this time and pull some cards for the new moon. I'm going to do a little spread. So hang on, and I'm going to do this. Okay. I'm going to start off with a couple of tarot. And for the record, when I was shuffling that, the cards were kind of sticky. So some of us may feel stuck and not quite sure where to move. That can be Taurus as well. It's like, which way do I go? Taurus people can be very stubborn, right? So we might be stubbornly sticking to old things and not moving forward. That's a possibility. Let's see. All right. Do this. And this fell out as well. We had two fall out. Okie doke. So here's how I look at these. This spot is internal. This spot is external. And this spot is kind of the overarching theme. The Three of Pentacles, I call this the coworker card. It's it represents building things with others, right? And the story behind the card is listening to and sharing information with people regardless of their status, okay? And it goes like, this man here is an apprentice, and the master architects are listening to an idea that he has, right? So it's about, even though he is only an apprentice, he has a good idea, and they want to hear what it is. So this is the overarching theme of the reading, and it really does lend itself to the pentacles, our earth energy. What are we trying to create in the world, right? And we want to create with other people. Are we blocking people out? And are we missing valuable insight because we're making assumptions about others? Or do we also, in the same token, feel overlooked? So that's something to be mindful of. This is where we should feel really strongly about what are our values, and, you know, solid enough in our own values and what we want to create to be open to hearing what other people have to say. Okay. Now, this card represents us internally. Internally, the Knight of Wands, the wands are spirit, action, passion, creativity. So the Knight of Wands is about really launching out into the world with our spiritual, creative, passionate wand to create things that are meaningful to us. Okay. And then on the external, these are kind of the energies that are going on outside of us. We have the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is about standing up for yourself and defending your ideas. Okay. And then the Five of Wands is conflict. So it's almost as though it is going to take some heart to stand up for and do what we really connect with spiritually. Okay. And there may be some conflict going on outside here. I'm going to clarify this Knight of Wands and get some spiritual advice on that one. Yeah. So we have the Five of Swords. There's a lot. We have the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands. The fives are conflict. So there's conflict, and the swords are our thoughts. So we have conflicted thinking inside, and then we have conflict outside. Okay. There is this element of standing up for what we want and what we truly believe and what we want to create in this world. We do want to create with others. So maybe there are people that you are moving away from. Okay. We have these conflicted thoughts. The phrase that came to me when I pulled this is, no regrets. Okay. This man has been in a conflict and everybody is walking away, and he's looking back over his shoulder, wondering if he should go and make amends or go back to the situation that he is left behind, or if he should simply take his swords and continue moving forward. What came to me with that card is no regrets. It's like, we don't want this conflict of our thoughts to prevent us from taking action and creating what we want to create. So I'm going to pull an oracle. This new moon just feels weird, to be honest. All right. So I have personal growth, This is a silly card. As I move toward greater consciousness, I feel old thoughts and habits fall away. Like training wheels on a bike, they helped me get to where I am. But now that I can ride, I don't need those slow and crummy wheels, except when I'm making bike analogies. So yeah, let go of old thoughts. We're going to pull these in here. You know, if there are old associations, old thoughts, it's like, look at what needs to be cleared out. And maybe it's the way that you think. We have Mercury in Gemini. And so we are, that Gemini is where Mercury is at home, and it does rule over what our thoughts are, our thought process, the way that we communicate, the way that we communicate with ourselves even. So this is a time of personal growth, and not everything can move forward with you. Okay, do one of these. Yeah. Look at this. Communication is key. New moon in Gemini, and adjustments are required. Third quarter moon. We need to openly express our ideas without fear. And there may be things around us that don't work if we are open and honest, right? Adjustments are required. Some things may not fit in this new environment that you want to create for yourself and this new value system. So, but you don't want to polish a turd, right? You want to make room for all of this fresh energy to come in. I have a couple more decks I want to pull from. Power. Yeah. And that Seven of Wands, that is about harnessing our own power. It's not about wielding it unfairly or anything like that, but once you stand up for yourself and what you value, sometimes not everybody's gonna like that, right? We got Que Sera Sera and Tough It Out. Yeah, I feel like this one might be a little bit tough to kind of move through, and the new moon energy does last about, I mean, I usually say within three days. So it's been going on for about a day, and probably for about another day at least. And then some good things are going to be happening. And it's just a matter of, have you made room for them to move in? So we've got, yes, I honor how I want to feel. This says it. Honor how you want to feel. Okay. No regrets. Set boundaries, stand up for yourself. If there is conflict out here, be mindful of how you assert yourself, but stand up for what you value, and the people that belong with you will come in. Okay. It's all about personal growth. Are you growing? Do you want to welcome people in who are going to encourage your growth, that respect what you have to say and also have interesting things to say, and cause you to expand consciousness wise. So anyway, that's all I got for today. Enjoy. Peace. Namaste.